Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all having a lovely day out there, and we're back here at the jungle today to do a little bit more work. I figure what we're going to do for the majority of today is a little bit of terraforming. I'm going to make this area look all nice. Oh, look at the cats. The cat's hiding in the bushes with the skeleton horses. And today, yeah, we're going to do a little bit more of this because I'm a big fan of this terracotta kind of coming out of the jungle foliage. And some of you guys in the comments of the last video when we were over at the jungle said that you like this as well. It's kind of soil erosion in action kind of thing. And I want to do a little bit more of this kind of thing with the grass path around the place, but I want to experiment with a couple more materials. And of course, we're going to have to get rid of the occasional block that pops out like that because those annoy me. I don't know about you guys, but they annoy the heck out of me when I build stuff like this. So occasionally we have to deal with stuff like that. So the storage area over here actually has a fair amount of terracotta in it now, thanks to a couple of trips out to the mesa. And I got myself a whole bunch of red sand as well. And I was thinking about maybe integrating some of this into the jungle area as well. And either in the form of red sandstone or just like using the red sand to kind of to get the paths looking a little bit more textured, a little bit more interesting up here. I don't think they're going to blend all that well with this terracotta. My initial thought was, maybe you can have a little bit of red sand in here, just kind of mix it up like that. It looks like a little bit of dirt, but I don't know if I like that. I think it has potential to be used as a path, but it could be more like a kind of gravelly dirt sort of situation, almost like an alternative to coarse dirt, instead of just sitting there as part of the natural landscape. Like, it doesn't look all that natural to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and mix a little bit of red sand. I don't know if it's going to work well with these path blocks either. So maybe those are going to be more like a landscapey thing. And yeah, the red sand is probably going to be more like the actual organized path we want going on here. But again, it's like such a high contrast with the green that it really sticks out, but it doesn't stick out in a bad way as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I think that actually looks pretty cool. So we're gonna work with that, and I don't know, maybe we could actually put the grass path blocks around here, as long as they're in larger quantities like that. And we're gonna have to do something about this as well. Make sure the sandstone under there we go. Just so it looks like this building actually has foundation, isn't it? It's not just built on the surface level of the dirt. As far as this goes, I've done a little bit more on the interior. I decided against putting the glass on the floor here in the end because I just like the bare terracotta. And you know, we can always put in, I've put in slabs and stuff around the outside here. I could even do that here as well, maybe, and have the terracotta end up here. That could potentially work a little bit better. The main thing really was to just kind of have these colors mixed together nice and evenly without the giant kind of pattern of the glass going over the top of it and dulling that color. And I think it looks really nice. And having sandstone at the entrances there makes it easier to walk out of here without having to jump over the terracotta blocks. I think it looks quite good. And some pretty basic seating in here. Got an altar at the end there. I did a little bit more on the walls, but I'm leaving the top of this open for now, kind of intentionally, partly because I don't know if I want to do all that much with a roof. Like I said, I want this to be sort of open to the sun, have a kind of open air feel to it, but also because I don't know if I want to come up with a roof design. And the whole idea behind this area is that these are kind of ancient structures that have been abandoned, and while obviously the outside of this looks like it's in fairly good condition, maybe the roof wouldn't be. Maybe they never got to finish building the roof before whatever happened. I don't know. I don't know. There's plenty of lore we could insert in there, basically just to make an excuse for the fact that I'm feeling a little bit lazy and I don't want to do the roof. So we're going to get on with something else instead. We're going to do this red sand kind of pathway, and then we're going to do some more clearing out of the trees and some more terracotta around here just for the landscape side of things. One of the things I really want to do is finalize an actual path down to this bit here, because this is the majority of the time how I've been getting out of the temple. I just bounce up from the storage area there, I walk out this corner, and then this corner kind of needs to be cut away a little bit and then have a path come up here. And that's where I was thinking maybe I'll end up putting some of the red sandstone stairs and things like that. It's always feels really weird converting this into red sand and into red sandstone, because there's so little red sand in the first place, and red sandstone doesn't really occur naturally all that often. It does happen sometimes. Believe it or not, it does happen around the entrances of caves and stuff inside the mesa, but caves so rarely generate on areas where red sand is that you're not really going to see a whole bunch of them and red sandstone doesn't occur all that naturally as a result. So we're going to pop in some red sandstone stairs here, and it's a bit of a weird one. It's a pretty high contrast with the regular sandstone. I feel like it should be lighter, if anything. Red sandstone is so saturated because it blends in with that mesa environment that it almost feels like too much, but I don't think it's going to be that bad ultimately when we put all of this in here together. And maybe we'll put some terracotta sort of coming out of this side bit around here. So maybe it does feel like this is part of the terracotta, but it's been sort of flattened out and carved away and made to feel a little bit more organized. Or perhaps we could put some wood around it? I don't know. Let's get some jungle wood and try that. Yeah, this is not really your average path in terms of the materials we're using here, but I don't know. Stepping back and looking at it like that, it looks a little bit more natural, but still has those man-made blocks built into it. I kind of like it. In a weird way, I kind of do. I think maybe if we put a couple more tree-like things around here, almost like there are kind of stumps of wood that have been taken off the path like this. They've cut down the trees, but they've left the remnants here just so there's a clear path through here. And yeah, we don't want to mix those super light blocks in next to it. We don't want to use the sandstone at all. I think we probably just want to stick to red sandstone stairs and slabs, and then some terracotta mixed in. Ultimately, yeah, that's not gonna look terrible. It's not gonna look terrible. It's gonna be a little bit different, but you kind of need to make paths out of different blocks occasionally, just to mix things up a bit. Like it's too easy to get stuck into path blocks and coarse dirt and gravel and all that kind of stuff. And that's part of what we've used over here with this this path through the jungle here, which doesn't seem to be quite as organized. It feels like a beaten down trail. Now, where is it? It's over here by the dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, we've got coarse dirt in there. We've got some regular wood and some podzol and stuff like that, and that's all well and good. But I think over here for the more kind of like the hints of civilization hanging out in this jungle, I think we need some different path materials. So yeah, let's give this a try, and let's make a couple of paths around this area to and from different places, and then maybe buildings can start popping up around here using the sandstone and cyan concrete powder mix we've got going on there. Right, let's get to it. We've got a formula now. I reckon we'll stick to the formula. There we go. We have a temple approach. Not bad. I quite like it. I think maybe some of this stuff needs to be more built up around here. Like there could be a retaining wall kind of thing here. Make this a little bit more flat to make it a little bit more obvious. I've been having this issue today. I don't know if it's just me or if it's something server-side that's lagging out or something, but occasionally I'll right-click once and it places 2 blocks. And I think that's maybe a ping issue, maybe a lag issue. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I think this looks good. I like it a lot. It probably needs a little bit more. We need to reintroduce some of the leaves here to make the bushes around here something to kind of naturalize the path a little bit. But we've kept the ferns, we kept the natural grass. We haven't completely, dumped water on it and made everything all flat and plain grassy. And I think this looks pretty nice. The combination of the dirt blocks and the red sand is growing on me. I think it's probably just the slight difference in texture and the fact that the grass path blocks, they like lighten up a little bit when you have a larger group of them. So like when there's not edges like this, that tends to darken it. Whereas like if you have a bunch of grass paths next to each other, they tend to lighten a little bit, and that's helping. That's helping the contrast for sure. Still not entirely happy about these two together, but it is what it is. I think we're doing okay, and I'll terraform a little bit more of this, and I reckon these paths will probably branch off here and there as well. They'll go to some of the other dwellings in the area. But we're going to do a few more sandstone houses around here, and I think that's going to be a good start. That's going to work together pretty well. Of course, my plan ultimately, if I have time to do this before 1.13 drops and we inevitably reset the server, is to do a little bit more around the back here and on the other side there and over here as well, and have a lot more sandstone structures after this kind of style. That's the plan for right now. And then if we have even more time than that, we can expand further out into the jungle. And one of the things I was considering doing was even having like a more modern looking thing over here, kind of like I don't know if you guys ever played Enslaved Odyssey to the West, but it's a kind of post-apocalyptic thing based on the Journey to the West kind of epic story, the kind of ancient story of is like the Monkey King's return to the west or something like that. It's a pretty old kind of almost like a fable, and Enslaved Odyssey to the West was like a retelling of that with the world after kind of some sort of apocalypse, and nature has reclaimed things, and there's like skyscrapers and stuff everywhere, but they're all covered in greenery and vines, and they've all kind of been grown over. And I like that. I like that idea. I kind of want to let's put some terracotta in here, but more like flat like that maybe. Yeah, that could work. That could work. We could kind of do walls like this, and I'll end up getting rid of these leaves as well as probably a block of wood in here somewhere. There it is. Haha! I found you. There's a couple of them, in fact, that yeah we can take out, and then the leaves will start to despawn naturally on their own. And maybe we'll curve this wall around a little bit so it can start off here like so, and then we'll give it more of a curving kind of structure, but more of a natural curve. And are there zombies under here somewhere? I'm hearing more zombie than I expected to hear. Okay, interesting. Getting closer. Where are you guys at? Where's the cave underneath here from which you guys are groaning at me? Aha! There you are. Is that it's a butcher type of guy with a white apron. Where's your friend? I hear him. I don't see him just yet. Aha, there he is. Get wrecked. Don't need you underneath here groaning up a storm. It's an odd little lake formation. Anyway, not going to worry too much about that. Now it's all lit up, we can return to the surface. Where's all the dirt and stuff? There we go. Get some of this back on the bar. Fill all of this back up. As long as that's all lit, we don't really need to worry too much about it. Back in a minute, folks. So about 40 minutes later, I got stuck into this after I got back on the server, which was just a brief internet outage on my end. I got stuck into some building. For a start, I've got a big retaining wall here now, and I started making this out of regular hardened clay, regular terracotta, but then I realized that was just going to blend in too much with the bits that I'm trying to make part of the natural landscape, and it just didn't seem right. So I went with the main building block of this area, which is of course sandstone, and propped it up with jungle fences. Basically kind of every 3 blocks along the wall there is a jungle log there. I said jungle fence, but this is like, it's a fence, but it's made out of logs. You know what I mean? Jungle logs, you can see them on the screen there in front of you. And yeah, the jungle logs are there as a kind of support for this, and so the grass kind of comes up to the wall, a couple of path blocks here and there, and for the most part, yeah, I'm really happy with this. It ends about here, and I'm going to continue it along the outside here and kind of section off this area, so maybe this lower area down here can probably have its own retaining wall up against the lake a little bit further down, and that'll really give this area some structure, and we can have kind of staircases that go between them, stuff like that. I think it'll look pretty good once it's all put in place. But yeah, I started building a little house over here and just went ahead and got all of that done off camera. Again, another little retaining wall type of thing coming into place over here. The path is going to lead up to this doorstep, and then the house itself is actually sort of half buried in the ground here. You don't really see all that much of it from the surface, and it doesn't look like much of a house from out here. But the main reason for that is because otherwise it would have to extend outwards either this way or forwards, which I didn't really want to. And otherwise it would interfere with where I want the path up to the sort of, this is probably the main kind of temple entrance, I suppose. There are these 2 entrances on the side here and one over there, but there's also this large one on this side which has the kind of sun frieze above the door. And yeah, I didn't really want to have this house extend out into that path and block the view of the main kind of temple entrance. So I decided to bury it halfway into the ground, and if we walk quickly down here, as you can see, yeah, it kind of goes down into the earth and has a lower level here and an upper level here, which we could always screen off with a couple of doors or something like that. That might work. Is this block there doing anything? No, apparently not. Okay. Well, in fact, that might not be too bad of an idea, having a couple of blocks across there like that to kind of block it off. And then if we get like either trapdoors or just jungle wood doors, actually. And obviously in 1.13, we're going to be able to use trapdoors of all the different wood types, so maybe that would look a little bit better. But if I just pop those on there like that, it's kind of a different looking screen. I kind of like that, having those, and obviously they're not functional as doors anymore, but using these these kind of different wood doors to kind of screen off areas like this is usually pretty smart. And so up here you could have a bed or something like that. It could be like a little bedroom kind of dressing area with a window, just like an open window out to the outside at ground level. So not something that people would be able to like peek through or anything. And then downstairs here, you've got like more of a living space. It's pretty small, obviously, and it's basically kind of like it's a corridor with deviations. In fact, this last door can go there and be like a little cupboard door. Perfect. Okay, great. So yeah, this place, it needs a little bit of lighting as well. If I haven't got any torches on me. Oh dear. Well, that's going to be a problem. Better go and sleep, hadn't I? Okay, much better. We've got ourselves some torches now. We've had a sleep. It's morning, and we can use our little path up here to get up the top to the temple. Wonderful. And then it'll split off naturally kind of up to here, connect with the path there, maybe come back down this way towards here. I might put a couple of houses slightly closer to the wall there, but for the most part, yeah, I think this area is coming together pretty well. I like it a lot. I like the fact that we've got another house in here now. It's something, finally, that isn't a temple. It's not a temple this time, which I'm quite happy about. Yeah, so we'll light this place up, make sure it's looking good and lit so we don't have any creepers spawning in here. Got a couple of patches of exposed stone that I just want to clear out there. Or maybe even we could put in some of the concrete powder there and just kind of break up the texture of the inside wall a little bit. And yeah, I tried putting some like partition type things across here, like there's jungle wood slabs in the roof there. I tried putting it across there like that to be like a little shelf or something like that, but it didn't really seem to work all that great. I don't know, something about that just didn't quite look right. So I've left it fairly plain for the kind of entrance hall, but obviously still there's some privacy, even though they don't have a front door. You can turn left in here and get to the actual section here. And I don't know why I'm so concerned about people having privacy, but that's just how houses are designed generally. So it makes sense for it to look that way. But anyway, this has felt like a very rambly episode, but I think that's going to be it for today. I kind of want to do a little bit more work on this off camera, which does mean heading out to the mesa and grabbing some more red sand, and I need some more sandstone as well, because I'm getting a little bit low on my sandstone supplies. So we are going to grab some more of that, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Decidedly Vanilla. My name has been Pixlriffs. Leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.